David Beckham is one of the most famous English footballers in history. His face has sold everything from watches to underwear across the globe. He married a pop star. He became a global brand. His name opens doors everywhere, but fame is not the same as respect. When it comes to the knighthood he finally received in 2025, not everyone in football thinks he deserved it. Some of the game's biggest legends made it very clear that Beckham's path to becoming Sir David was deeply questionable. These were not jealous rivals or bitter commentators. These were decorated icons of English football, men who had earned their own knighthoods through unquestionable achievement. This is the story of 5 football icons who showed that Beckham's knighthood was anything but certain. Sir Bobby Robson was knighted back in 2002. He was a man of huge moral authority in English football. He managed England and some of Europe's biggest clubs. He was respected across generations. When Robson spoke about football honours, people listened. In 2012, when rumours started that Beckham might get a knighthood, Robson said something prophetic. He argued that a knighthood should be for recognition of a lifetime's work, not half a lifetime. This was a direct shot at Beckham. Robson believed the government was handing out honours too lightly. He said they were being highly influenced by celebrity. The implication was obvious. Beckham was a celebrity first and a sportsman second. Robson said very clearly that Beckham should not even be considered for at least 10 years. This was a precise judgment. Robson was saying that a celebrity-driven career needed time to mature into something of real substance. And here is the remarkable part. Robson's forecast turned out to be astonishingly accurate. In 2013 and 2014, just after Robson's comment, Beckham's first major nomination was submitted. It was then blocked by a red flag from the tax authorities. This rejection forced him into a decade-long cooling-off period. His tax affairs were only cleared in 2023, 11 years after Robson's warning. That paved the way for the 2025 knighthood. Robson's purist footballing view turned out to be perfectly aligned with what the Honours Committee thought. Both found Beckham's profile insufficient. Robson represented the old guard of football. They believed an honour should be reserved for unimpeachable substance, not for brand Beckham. The list of football knights shows just how rare this honour really is. It goes to 3 types of people. First, World Cup winners like Sir Alf Ramsey, Sir Bobby Charlton and Sir Geoff Hurst. Beckham's England career was marked by quarter-final exits and a notorious red card. Second, managers with unprecedented success like Sir Alex Ferguson and Sir Matt Busby. Third, figures with profound community service like Sir Kenny Dalglish. Beckham was knighted at age 50. He lacks the singular achievement that defines the list. His citation just says services to sport and charity. That is generic. It reinforces the perception that his global celebrity and brand building were the distinguishing factors. This is precisely what Sir Bobby Robson warned against. The clearest contrast to Beckham is the 2018 knighthood of Sir Kenny Dalglish. This honour was met with universal acclaim. Dalglish's citation established a gold standard for character. There was no controversy, no leaked emails, no tax schemes, just respect. Dalglish's honour rested on 3 pillars. First, his football. A legendary career with Celtic and Liverpool. He won 9 league championships and 3 European Cups. His playing record speaks for itself. Second, his charity work. He co-founded the Marina Dalglish Appeal, a cancer charity that raised over £10 million. The work was personal. His wife Marina had battled breast cancer. But third, and most crucially, was Hillsborough. His citation explicitly names his services to the victims of the Hillsborough disaster. As Liverpool manager in 1989, his selfless work became legendary. He attended most of the funerals, sometimes 4 in one day. He visited hospitals. He comforted families. He was a steadfast supporter of the family's long campaign for justice. He did this quietly, without cameras, without PR teams calculating the brand value. When Dalglish received the award, he said, "You feel humble." That humility was genuine. Dalglish's work for Hillsborough was reactive, deeply personal, and moral. Beckham's work with UNICEF, while extensive, would later be revealed by the email scandal to be, at least in part, instrumental. It was described as a campaign and a reason to work further after being snubbed for the knighthood. This contrast made Beckham's claim seem weak and self-serving. No critique is more central to the Beckham story than that of Sir Alex Ferguson. Ferguson's own 1999 knighthood was a benchmark of pure footballing greatness. It was rushed through as a PR dream immediately following the historic treble. That was the Champions League, Premier League, and FA Cup all in one season, an unprecedented achievement in English football history. Ferguson's disappointment with Beckham was detailed in his autobiography. The relationship had broken down completely by 2003. Ferguson saw something changing in his star player. He said Beckham chose to pursue celebrity over becoming an absolute top dog player. Ferguson said David thought he was bigger than Alex Ferguson. He added that the minute a Manchester United player thought he was bigger than the manager, he had to go. This was not personal vendetta, it was principle. Ferguson could see Beckham being swallowed up by the media. He saw the photo shoots, the fashion shows, the Spice Girls' marriage becoming a media circus. He said he was a football man, and he did not think you give up football for anything. For Ferguson, the unseemly pursuit of the honour was about the validation of brand Beckham as the ultimate goal. Football had become secondary. The 2017 email scandal is the inevitable consequence of what Ferguson identified back in 2003. Ferguson identified Beckham's conscious decision to pursue fame. The expletive-laden, entitled emails are the direct expression of the brand-driven mentality that Ferguson found unseemly. The leaks proved that Ferguson's judgment of his character was correct. While football's old guard objected to Beckham on philosophical grounds, the British establishment had its own reason for blocking his knighthood. The 11-year delay was a formal, legal barrier. David Beckham was reportedly on the 2014 New Year's Honours list. The honour seemed like a formality. It was blocked at the last minute. The blockage was an official red flag raised by HM Revenue and Customs. The honours system is about public integrity. Any nominee with links to public controversy, especially regarding tax compliance, will be delayed until the matter is fully resolved. This is not negotiable. The system exists to protect the credibility of the honour itself. Beckham's red flag was for his involvement in the ingenious media film financing scheme. This scheme funded hit films like Avatar and Life of Pi. It was pitched to over 1,000 high-net-worth investors as a way to support the UK film industry while securing significant tax relief. HMRC saw it as aggressive tax dodging. In 2016 and 2017, the courts largely agreed. They handed the investors a collective £700 million tax bill. This red flag reveals a structural problem. The British state could not endorse Beckham as a Sir while actively pursuing him in court. The 11-year delay was a structural necessity. It was only after Ingenious won a partial victory in 2021 that Beckham's files were finally cleared in 2023. That removed the last formal barrier to his honour. The Ingenious scandal provides a control group for Beckham's behaviour. That control group is Gary Lineker. Like Beckham, Lineker is an England legend and holds an OBE. Crucially, Lineker was an investor in the exact same ingenious scheme. The scandal is not the action of investing, it is the attitude. The two men's conduct could not be more different. Lineker has consistently played down his own chances of a knighthood. In 2019, he tweeted calling it extraordinary that Lewis Hamilton had not yet been knighted. He projects public humility. Beckham's private reaction to the same red flag was explosive, expletive-laden fury at the people on the Honours Committee. Lineker was also involved in Ingenious. The true scandal is Beckham's reaction. Lineker's humble conduct amplifies Beckham's private entitlement. It transforms the narrative from a financial misstep to a profound failure of character. In 2017, the email scandal provided the smoking gun. The leaks involved 18.6 million hacked emails from Beckham's PR agency. They exposed the angry pursuit of the honour. The hacked emails revealed Beckham's rage at the 2014 snub. On the Honours Committee, he wrote, "They are a bunch of cunts. I expected nothing less." On the snub, He said, "It is a disgrace to be honest. And if I was American, I would have got something like this 10 years ago." On the red flag for his tax affairs, he said the flag has no truth behind it, as we did not do nothing wrong. Everything is and was above board. And then he called them cunts again. Beckham's team said the material was hacked and doctored and taken out of context. However, the most offensive email, the bunch of cunts comment, was confirmed as genuine. The damage was done. The private fury was now public knowledge. Arguably, more damaging was his contempt for another recipient. Upon learning that Catherine Jenkins was to receive an OBE, Beckham allegedly wrote Catherine Jenkins' OBE for what? Singing at the rugby and going to see the troops, plus admitting to taking coke. Fucking joke. This quote reveals 3 unknightly character traits. First, contempt. A total dismissal of another person's public service. Second, vanity. It shows he is keeping score, viewing the honours list as a personal competition he is losing. Third, hypocrisy. He uses Jenkins's past admission of drug use against her while facing his own multi-million-pound tax avoidance scandal. These emails provided proof that the old guard's suspicions were correct. In private, he was driven by vanity and celebrity entitlement. The most damning revelation was the reframing of Beckham's charity work as a PR tool. For years, Beckham had been praised for his UNICEF ambassadorship. It seemed genuine. It seemed selfless. The emails told a different story. After the 2013 snub, PR chief Simon Oliveira emailed an advisor saying, "It just gives us even more reason to work further this year on UNICEF, armed forces, other charitable commitments." This email explicitly links future charity work to the failed knighthood bid. The charity was strategy. Other emails suggested Beckham was stubborn about paying his own money to the charity. When offered a lesser legend prize, Beckham's alleged reply was blunt. "Unless it is a knighthood, fuck off." The reaction of figures like Ian Wright represented the discomfort felt by the wider football community. The scandal created headlines like "Shame of St. Beck's." The discomfort was twofold. First was the personal disillusionment. The icon was exposed as consumed by resentment and vanity. Second was the damage to the game. It dragged sporting honours into a circus. It cheapened the legitimate awards given to figures like Dalglish or Robson. The scandal proved Sir Bobby Robson's 2012 fears that the system was being targeted by celebrity PR campaigns. After the red flag and the email humiliation, Beckham's knighthood seemed impossible. His reputation was in tatters. The emails had exposed him. The tax affairs had blocked him. But Beckham did not give up. His 2025 success was deliberate. Beckham's success rested on 2 prongs. First, legal resolution. He had to wait. The courts had to rule. When the ingenious case was resolved and his tax files were cleared by 2023, the institutional barrier was removed. The red flag was lifted. Second, royal rehabilitation. This was the PR masterstroke. This was brand Beckham at its most strategic. Beckham pivoted. He cultivated a close relationship with King Charles III. He became an avid royalist and an ambassador for the King's Foundation. He was seen with King Charles at state banquets. The imagery was powerful. This strategy attached brand Beckham to the monarch himself. It shifted his association away from the scandals. He made himself safe and politically desirable again. That led to his inclusion in the 2025 King's Birthday Honours list. The official citation for services to sport and charity is on its face undeniable. Beckham's 115 England caps, his ambassadorial role in the 2012 Olympics, and his 20 years as a UNICEF ambassador are significant. However, the knighthood of Sir David Beckham cannot be viewed as a simple reward. It must be seen as the final mission accomplished for the relentless brand Beckham machine. In the end, the critics were all, in a way, proven correct. Sir Bobby Robson was proven right. It did take at least 10 years for the establishment to finally, reluctantly, bestow the honour. It came long after his half a lifetime had passed. The delay itself was the verdict. Sir Alex Ferguson was proven right. The brand did win in the end. It achieved the ultimate establishment prize that Ferguson believed he had surrendered his talent for. Sir Kenny Dalglish's benchmark remains the gold standard of a selfless honour. It is a stark contrast to the angry pursuit and vanity exposed by the email leaks. Gary Lineker's contrasting conduct highlights the core issue. The scandal was never just the tax scheme, it was the unknightly character revealed in the aftermath. The knighthood of Sir David Beckham is a deeply compromised honour. It is simultaneously the crowning achievement of a global icon and a permanent monument to the 11-year controversy, the tax red flag, and the expletive-laden emails that, for many, fundamentally diminish the very honour he was so desperate to join. A knighthood is not just about what you win, it is about how you carry it, and not everyone thinks Beckham passed that test.